No, baby, this is our honeymoon, so no inhibitions, okay? Let me do your feet.
They're not dirty?
I don't mind.
Oh.
We are back with another episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. So as you just saw, this episode is going to give us gross, creepy, and boring. We start off with Jasmine and Gino, and they are still on their romantic honeymoon camping on Lake Michigan. Jasmine, who last season didn't even know if she wanted a child or not, now is hungry to have Gino's child inside of her. And the way for her to get this child out of Gino is to suck his toes and offer up one of her mile-long clawed fingers in his boo hole. And apparently our awkward Gino is no prude after all, because the next morning we learn Gino gave Jasmine his fishies. Yes, you heard that right. Jasmine calls Gino's baby-making juice fishies. And she's got a whole book of how many fishies he needs to give her a day to make a baby.
So today, that is the next day of my ovulation, 2 fish.
Why 2 fish?
Because we have to make love twice.
Twice?
Well, get ready for the 5th, that you have to do it 4 times because it's the higher day.
And then Jasmine breaks the news that she's been hiding from Gino this whole time, that she struggles to get pregnant and she may need fertility treatments. And Gino, being the rational, level-headed person of this relationship, which is a little bit scary, says, "Hey, Jasmine, put away your fish notebook. Let's just figure this out. We will do what we need to do, but do not count and demand fishies from me in your notebook." And at some point during all this, Jasmine has the nerve to ask Gino if he brushed his teeth before he kisses her. This is Jasmine, who had Gino's stinky cheese toes up in her mouth the night before. Next, we are on a flight to Cameroon. After 11 hours to Paris and another 15 hours to Cameroon, we are there. We first meet Kobe's best friend, Valerie. Valerie expresses his surprise that Kobe put not 1, but 2 babies in a white woman.
It will be difficult for you to understand their own culture because, us in Cameroon, we have our own culture. We see how white women behave. They're very bossy. They're very arrogant.
And for everyone that follows the 90 Day Fiancé gossip pages, we already know that Kobe has put but another 3rd baby in Emily, and they have a brand new baby boy just born last week. So Valerie, hate to be the one to break it to you, but I think your boy Kobe really, really, really likes 3 times over bossy, rude American women. So apparently in Cameroon, each piece of luggage you bring gets its own skycap porter to walk your luggage to your car. It appears it's an awful good way to get a lot of tips out of a foreigner that has no clue what's going on. And Kobe, who helped and watched this family load 20,000 bags of luggage into their car, made no mention that they're going to need $20,000 to tip $1 a bag when they arrive in Cameroon. Then we pop right over to Bentonville, Arkansas. And no, we do not find ourselves in a trailer park. Instead, we find ourselves in a brand new little development of cookie cutter homes. And who do we find living in one of these beautiful little cookie cutter homes that is not Hobbit sized, but it could be? Big Ed and Liz. So just when you're ready to buckle through it or tune out, I present you their new trick up their sleeve. Liz's super sweet, adorable daughter, Riley, is visiting Arkansas for the summer. And instead of Liz and Big Ed deciding maybe it's in the best interest of the child to keep her off national TV, a TV show in which every time Big Ed and Liz are on, their relationship blows up into smithereens, Big Ed and Liz do the total opposite of what is in the best interest for this young child and bring her on national TV in a new state, in a new home, to watch their relationship burn down once again. And must I remind you, Big Ed has 1 failed marriage, Liz has 2 failed marriages, and Big Ed has been estranged for years from his eldest daughter. So what could go wrong here? Everything.
Riley kind of reminds me of the relationship I once had with my daughter, Tiffany. We were best friends. We were inseparable.
So while making friendship bracelets on national TV, and instead of doing this privately in therapy, Liz asks Riley if she wants Big Ed to be her newest stepfather. Yes, they asked her this in front of a camera crew holding lights on national TV, this shy, sweet little girl who doesn't seem to know what to say at first, and then gives them the answer she knows they want.
Yeah?
Liz says her and Big Ed are in a great place, and she's putting a lot of faith into Big Ed transitioning from fun uncle to stepdad.
Finally ready to marry me?
I'm ready to settle down.
That doesn't seem too reassuring to me. And then we are back to Austin, Texas, and Rob is standing alone in the selfie gallery because Sophie has stormed out on him. Rob drives home seeming more angry than actually sad. Sophie, alone in the Uber, gives us her best Rob the Knob impression, and she has nailed it.
He just wants me to go home and that's it. I just need to forgive everything, just accept that he doesn't treat me how I want to be treated, accept that he messed up my trust, accept that he hurt me. How are you gonna hurt someone and just be like, well, don't hurt?
Rob the Knob goes home and pulls Sophie's ring she thought she lost out of this sparse, dirty drawer.
The reality is, how do you lose your own wedding band? That's the end of the story. Like, how do you lose your own wedding band?
Then we hop over to Los Angeles, where we left Nicole waiting at the airport to pick up her husband, Mahmoud. Nicole finds Mahmoud in the crowd and runs up and greets him. And just like that, they are back to blankly calling each other my love, my love, my love, my love. The only time they ever put emotion into my love is when they are using it condescendingly.
Are you okay?
Yes, honey, I'm just tired.
You're American now, huh?
Yeah, Auntie.
So Nicole is all over Mahmoud, this strict conservative Muslim man who has literally just got off the plane from Egypt. Nicole cannot keep her hands and lips off the man, and he is totally uncomfortable with it. So according to our space case Nicole, who has actually been through this herself and left Egypt over it, thinks that just because Mahmoud has landed on American soil and he hasn't even been here 15 minutes, has been rewired in a lifetime of conservative Muslim upbringing is gone.
I noticed you didn't want to kiss me on my lips.
Then the producers jump in and ask what we all want to know. Are you uncomfortable with Nicole employing Sharper's tiger attack on you as soon as you land in America? He says yes. His eyes scream, help me. I am so uncomfortable.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Mahmoud's in America. I can do whatever I want to him.
So we are right back to where we left off with this couple. Tensions are high. Nicole wants from Mahmoud what he can't give her. Mahmoud is getting resentful and angry at her persistence. And we haven't even left the airport yet. And Nicole, who purposely wore a two-piece crop top to pick up her conservative Muslim husband, and he is not happy with her stomach showing.
Just don't even ruin a nice
No, you
moment.
don't start and say don't running after that.
Tensions are high as they struggle to cross the street because I guess apparently in Egypt you just dart in front of cars and camels. But here in America we are civilized people, she tells Mahmoud. We use crosswalks. Then we manage to make it to the car without being run over by a camel, and we have an awkward and tense ride back to Nicole's house from the airport.
Look, sweetie. Can I do something?
Not even at Nicole's apartment yet, and we are already back to using sweetie and my love passive-aggressively. And now we are going to catch up with Ashley and Manuel, who just left meeting up with Ashley's mother and sister, who have gotten Ashley all fired up on why Manuel, someone she has known 10 years and is now married to, has not introduced her to his children.
No te esconder nada. Pero es mi vida personal y yo saber a quién conversar y a quién no conversar.
Yo quiero ser tu esposa, Manuel.
Then Ashley does what she seems to do every time she is driving a car. She starts to cry.
Oh my God, Dios mío, me voy a empezar llorando.
Then they're back home, and Ashley says she needs her space. She hands Manuel her purse with his keys.
Toma.
No, dame. Yo no quiero nada.
Los llaves son en allá. Yo necesito espacio.
Then Manuel says she makes too much drama. What a shame. And then we take an innocent victim in this mess. Poor little Rico Suave.
Sale a tu mamá. Tu mamá está llorando. Anda, acaríciala ahí. Ya.
Hi, Rico Suave. Your dad is a nutcase.
Next, we are back to Michigan, and we are working out with Jasmine, who is wearing a bedazzled headband and a purple velvet sports bra. Jasmine sits down at a bench. She tells us we are calling her mom and sister, who have been so gracious to watch her kids while she's in America. So apparently we are entering some sort of delusional land where Jasmine is mom of the year, where Jasmine thinks she has always put her children first in all her choices. During all these seasons we have seen, the children have always been watched by her mom. Jasmine is now a victim of Gino, who is not doing enough to bring her children to America, despite her doing everything for these children, like not pumping all the money they need to bring these children to America into her boobs and butt. That is Jasmine's new fantastical story, and she is sticking to it. Jasmine is mom of the year, and Gino is the evil man who has never put her children first, despite her never putting her children first.
There is no freaking way on earth I'm staying here without my kids. The only way is that I die and you have to bury me here.
Also, apparently Jasmine's mom has not been feeling well, and she has a doctor's appointment coming up, and they're going to run some tests. Jasmine, being crazy, lunatic, unhinged Jasmine, escalates this news to an international crisis. SOS! Her mom is dying and she is not there with her dying mom. Jasmine's sister is like, whoa, girl, hold the train. Our mom doesn't feel well. She's running some tests. We'll let you know what the results are. Chill the F out, Jasmine.
Si ella sale mal, yo nunca me lo voy a perdonar, niña. Ella no.
And at some point during all these hysterics, Jasmine asks how much the mom's tests are going to cost. They are $800. Jasmine says Gino will have to pay for it. She doesn't say she's going to ask her husband if he can help pay for these tests. She demands that he will pay for her mom's tests. Then we travel back over to Cameroon, Africa.
It's insane. Welcome to Cameroon, monsieur.
Before meeting Kobe's family, Kobe wants to take them shopping. They pop into a little store that has a whole bunch of handmade African outfits. Kobe tells Emily and her family it will be a sign of respect to wear some clothing made in Cameroon when they go meet his family. And Emily's parents are all in. They do not ask questions. They do not cause a stink. These two are great sports.
That is done.
Seriously, you look great.
Whoa. That one's too big.
How's this, Dave? Just let him
Oh,
wear
I
it
love
for right
it.
now, yeah?
This family of good sports has made this one of the least eventful shopping trips in Africa that we have ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé. There is no cakes flying in faces. There's no accusations of calling each other fat. They are just having fun with it. Then we're back over to Austin, Texas to watch Sophie get bulldozed by her mom, Claire. Sophie tells her mom she wants to get back with Rob the Knob despite everything that happened in the selfie cafe. Claire is frustrated. She's like, what are you doing? Do not do it. Are you crazy? The crazy one is you, Claire, because every time you tell Sophie not to do something, she is going to do the total opposite. It's like Claire has suddenly dropped out of space with her British accent, and she has no clue this is how a contentious mom and daughter relationship works. Then we learn that apparently that's not too far off, because most of Sophie's childhood, Claire was on drugs and Sophie had to save her from ODing several times. While Sophie's marriage is breaking down and falling apart, Claire decides to tell Sophie that her new boyfriend just said the L word to her. Yes, she says it like that, the L word, like they are both two 14-year-old girls. Then Claire, who can't seem to stop talking about Claire, says that Rob is addicted to porn, and she knows because she is an ex-addict.
It's kind of sad that you got to try to be with the person that you love. You should just be like...
Yeah, but it's a marriage. That's not as easy as just like your boyfriend.
So back in Arkansas, Big Ed and Liz tell us they are going to be a power couple as realtors. And like it or not, Arkansas, Big Ed is going to put his image everywhere.
We definitely want to go big on advertisement because it's all word of mouth. It's networking. So we've talked about billboards and signage, and Big Ed and Liz aren't just sexy, but they sell real estate.
But first, they must see if they can show a house together without getting into a full-blown fight. So they practice showing their house to Riley. These two barely get through the assignment without ripping each other's heads off. And Riley's feedback?
Mommy should have done some of the talking. I mean, she should have done some of the talking.
And despite all this, Big Ed and Liz try to convince us they are still madly in love. And then we come back over to Los Angeles, where Nicole shows Mahmoud his new home. And Mahmoud has a problem with everything in Nicole's house. He does not like her nude paintings on the walls from art school. He does not like that her display mannequins are not wearing clothes. And he certainly does not like her decor pillows on her bed.
He didn't like my painting very much. It's okay.
And Nicole is not shy letting us know if it comes down to Mahmoud or her mannequins.
She lived here before he did, so he's gonna stay.
Surprisingly, Mahmoud accepts the secondhand boxers that are supposed to be his new pajamas.
And we're going to have like night together, so I will do my best to make her happy, yeah.
Just when you think all is going to go well between this couple, Nicole throws a frozen pizza in the oven and starts digging into Mahmoud.
I know you're just tired, but I was definitely hoping that you'd be a lot more excited. Happy to see me and things like that.
For some reason, Nicole cannot stop trying to trigger this time bomb Mahmoud. And Mahmoud only takes a single bite of his first meal in America, Nicole's famous frozen pizza. And Nicole seems more irked than ever. So Jasmine once again suddenly remembers she has 2 children back in Panama, and she has decided now is the time to bring them to the USA. So her and Gino meet with an immigration lawyer. Gino tells us yes, in fact, he does want Jasmine's kids here, but right now he is pretty broke and cannot afford it. So then we place the blame on Gino, who did not list Jasmine's children on the K-1 visa. He was thinking he could do it on the adjustment of status.
Google didn't tell you what to do?
No, I couldn't. No.
So, despite Jasmine not giving 2 craps about her kids when she's getting all these surgeries and planning to come to America, Gino is now locked and pinned as the bad guy for not Googling the details of bringing Jasmine's kids here. So apparently, I guess Jasmine's nails are just too long and her boobs are just too big for her to Google this information herself to make sure she's crossed every T and dotted every I for her own kids. But nope, that's not what we're gonna do. We are gonna dogpile on Gino and blame him. So Gino, trying to save money by filing the K-1 visa himself and not hiring a lawyer, has now cost him 2 years of sanity because the lawyer tells him it will take up to 2 years now to bring Jasmine's kids here. And we all know Jasmine is not gonna let Gino forget it.